Hello YouTube, welcome back to this week's video. This is 20IQJ. Happy New Year to you all. So have you been on social media looking up ham radio? I was on Twitter looking it up. There's an announcement that Yaesu are discontinuing the FT818 radio. And they're also discontinuing, I think, the FT300 or FT400M. I think that's a mobile radio that does 270, and it's also got fusion, analog and fusion. So what I thought I'd do in this week's video, we'll have a look at this radio here, and this is the 817. There's two versions of the 817. There's an 817 and the 817ND, and this is the original 817. This one's very, very easy to wideband. Just run a program called Wideband DXE, tell it you're on the UK version or US version, whatever one you got, and just press wideband. But why do you want to wideband a £600 radio just to go 19 of Roger? It's beyond me, but people do it anyhow. Now, this radio runs 5 watts, and the 818 runs 6 watts. And if you're thinking, can I get a linear for it? I need to run more power. If you've got a decent antenna, you can run the 5 watts and work into stateside. Now, I've done stateside on this radio using a drone battery as the power, and also using an Ampere 20 at the back of the push bike.
Radio Alpha 3, Zulu Italy Hotel 59. Thank you, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
2E0 IQJ QRP portable.
United America.
2E0 IQJ QRP portable.
Okay, the RQG portable again.
2 Echo 0 India Queen Juliet. 2E0 IQJ stroke portable.
Italy Quebec portable again.
2 Echo 0 India Queen Juliet portable QRP.
Okay, 2 Echo 0 Italy Queen Juliet QRP 59.
Thank you very much. You also are 59 as well. I'm on a push bike. 73. Good luck.
Thank you, 73 Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Blimey, it's got a stateside off the bike.
Oscar again.
Nice.
Golf 0 Oscar.
So there we go. I've just done stateside on 5 watts on this radio using the Ampere 20. Spoke to a guy called Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. And if I'll link in the end card the full video of that, where I've done a review of the Ampere 20 and the Ampere 40. Screen is the back of the push bike, and you'll see how I've worked the stateside. I think I've gone through all the setup and everything. So yeah, with a decent antenna, you can work all over the place. Now the good thing about this radio is it's got many accessories you can get for this. You can get feet that stand up. So you have it stand up like that. You can get a tuner, and I've done a video on the tuner, and I'll link it in the end card. Shows you how to set the tuner up with this radio. My friend Theo had one. He said the tuner's not working, and I looked into it, and yeah, it wasn't working. You need to set the cap rate up. If the cap rate's not set in the radio, then the tuner's not going to work. And apparently my video was better than the one that LDG done. And the tuner is an LDG 817. Comments come in saying it's better. I don't know. Anyhow, it's also got 2 antenna sockets on this radio. You've got one at the front there, which is the BNC, and you've got one at the back here, which is the SO239. And you have to select which antenna you're using. Amount of times I've set the radio up in the part and I'm saying, I can't hear nothing. If you go to menu number 7, I think that's what it is. You've got antenna and you select it as the rear. Oh, I can hear people now. Because you can use this as a man pack. You can screw in the antenna that comes with it, which is for 270, into the top here, and you can stand it up and you can use it as a man pack. So because at the back here, we've got some feet, and if you stand it up, it actually clears the antenna socket. Just select the one at the front there, the antenna socket at the front there, and you'll be good to go. Now the Yaesu microphones are these ones here, and this is an MH31, and this is the one off my Yaesu FT857. I'll get it right in a minute. So yeah, 857, brilliant radio. And if you want to swap the microphones over, or I can't find a microphone for this one, just use this one, and then we're good to go. Some of the other accessories you can get rails for it to hold it on. You can also get a battery pack, and that fits into there. And it's it's by Windcom, something like that. Because the battery that comes with mine, or comes with, I don't think I've got a battery with mine, but the battery that comes with the radio is one of these NiCad sort of thing you'd find in a radio controlled boat for a kid's toy 27 megs job. So people are using, I can use AAs on these, there's nothing you can use, but people are using the Windcom batteries that just fit into here, and then you can plug in your charger there to charge up the battery. Now another accessory you can get for this is for the connection here. Now this is the power connection, and this is centre, I believe, positive. Now mine, I've just got the cable that I've got, snipped the end off, soldered an XT60 to it, and then run by drone battery, which is what I use. That's what I'd line about. But you can get a connection there that sits on there, and you can use power pole connections, getting a lot less stress off the connections here. Now at the back here, we've got a key socket for your Morse key, data socket, and you've also got an ACC, and that's where your data cable plugs in, because this radio is fully supported on chirp, and it's also a shack in the box, so it do HF, UHF and VHF, and it also do 6 meters as well, which is good. Also supports repeater shifts, so if you go on 10 meters you can do repeater shifts. So if you want to work the what's the repeater, HB9HD, which I've done from the push bike as well, using a fire stick for 11 meters back of the push bike, talking to all over Europe using the repeater. I even talked to my friend from home here, who's a mile down the road, using the repeater. Someone said, get off here UK hams, this is not the 1.9. And then we changed, and then we went back on about half hour late to have a listen. He was still on their gas baggins if it was the 1.9. So the repeater was open to all. On the side here, you've got your microphone connection, and you've also got your speaker connection there. Now this one's actually got a problem. If you go on 270, it makes a horrible whining sound. And I've done a video on that before, and someone said sent off to Yaesu, so I might have to get it done pretty darn quick. So in case I can't get any components for it, I'll have to ring them up and see if they can actually do it. But yeah, it's a very, very brilliant rig. Own yourself a piece of history. Get yourself a Yaesu 817, 818, 817ND, and then you can do some QRP radio. And don't be fooled by the 5 watts, because you can work. I've worked stateside. Can get a linear that sits on top, and it boosts, I think, the power up to 45 watts. But then you've got to take extra batteries with you to power it up. I just take this radio. I take an Ampro 20, use a drone battery, and away I go. 3 volts, 11.5 volts, 3 cell LiPo battery. I'm good to go. Using 20 meters for a good couple of hours. I can even take the Moonrake M1 ECC antenna. That's a bit of a mouthful to say. The mill whip that I've had on the back of the bike, I can use it with this radio, and I can get 40 meters, 40 meters. I can get 20 meters, and so on. So have yourself a piece of history. Grab yourself a Yaesu FT817, 817ND or 818. If you like the video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, yeah, that button seems to work too. But why not consider subscribing to the channel? Got more hand radio stuff coming up. I've bought myself a new radio. Should be looking at in next week's video. Yeah, got another handheld. I look at vintage tech on a Friday, so we've been looking at things like a Nokia mobile telephone. There we go. Last week's video, Vintage Fridays, an old-fashioned LCD game from Grandstand. Remember these? Yeah, that's what we looked at. On Wednesdays, I do computer-related stuff. So I reckon there'll be a few Mac tips in there if you want Mac tips. I also do Linux stuff, which is mainly the operating system I use. I'm showing you how to burn CDs, how to basically do basic tasks in Linux. People say, oh, I can't do this with it, I can't do that with it. We use this program. Oh, okay, I can do it now. Right, use this program. And that's what I'm showing you in the Linux Wednesdays. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. This is 2E0 IQJ. Happy New Year, 7 3s.